And now it's time to transform your life in 15 minutes. Here's your host, Pia McAdams.
Good morning. Welcome to Transform Your Life in 15 Minutes. I am Pia. I'm an author. I'm also an accounting professor and a certified life coach. I specialize in personal and small business finance and also fitness. I want to welcome you to this live broadcast. This is where we're doing 5-minute exercises, one each for the mind, the body, and the soul. All right. So today's going to be a little short, quick. I thought about it yesterday. We were talking about the invisible talisman yesterday. And so I mentioned that I would share with you my morning routine. So today we're going to be talking about the morning routine, which is, by the way, has been the key to my success. Like seriously, if it wasn't for this morning routine, I probably wouldn't be where I am today. Now, I want to start off by saying this. I'm not saying that everyone should be doing the exact same thing. I'm just opening you up. Hopefully you're open up to possibilities or just to be open to different things. And by the way, if what is working for you now, then continue doing what you've been doing because it's working for you. I'm trying to reach those that's what's happening, what's working for them now, or I should say what's happening now isn't working for them. And so you want something different. And so having the morning routine is something different. Now I want to start off right away by just saying that for me, the morning routine is not just about waking up early. I mean, we've all heard that the early bird gets the worm, right? Well, that's true. It really is. But there's more to it than that for me because it's not just about having a morning routine, meaning just getting up early. This is going to be effective if you're trying to achieve something. Because if you think about it, for most people, right, your day is pretty much jam-packed with if you have children, if you have work, or just your different activities. Let's just say between like 9 and 5, or a little bit before because you have to, commute and get there as well. But your day is pretty much jam-packed. And so really, when do you have time? Because a lot of times when people come to me, clients come to me, it's about time management. Like everyone's saying, I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time. And I'm thinking, well, everybody has the same 24 hours. I don't have any more hours than you. But why is it that some people get more done than others? Well, this is because of time management, right? So where do you find that excess time? It's going to either be on the front end or on the back end, right? Because generally speaking, your day is jam-packed. You don't have time to do anything else in the middle of the day, particularly if you're working that 9 to 5 job, right? So you have to look at the front end or the back end. All right, so let's start with the back end. Yes, you can do things on the back end, but if your day is hectic and tired, then generally what happens is you say, oh, I won't do that now, I'll do it later. Or you may have the intention to do it, but again, things happen and it just doesn't occur. But on the front end, what is your excuse? The only excuse is, oh, I want to sleep. I need my rest. Well, okay, then continue doing what you're doing. All right, so again, for me, it's a morning routine, but for some of you, just a routine. Okay, so set a routine, whether it be on the front end or the back end. And this is the thing, guys, depending on your day, because everyone's different, right? Depending on your day, what I'm advocating is specifically what's included in your morning routine. Okay, or I'm going to call it a morning routine, but for you, if it's not resonating you for getting up early in the morning, then just think of it as a routine. But there's really 3 main components that I want you to include. And those 3 main components don't have to be all at one time. So in other words, let's say you're not a morning person and on the evening you got other things going on and you may want to do it. As long as you do these 3 things throughout the day. And can you guess what they are? I mean, you've been watching, hopefully, you've been watching this broadcast, right? And for those of you that's your first time, welcome. Well, what I'm saying is the 3 things that need to be included in your morning routine is something to enhance your mind, something for your body, and something for your soul. Those 3 things. So guess what? When I'm doing these 5-minute exercises, these are little inserts of what you should be doing on a daily basis. Now, let me just explain to you why, for me, the morning routine helps and works. Okay. One, I mean, I could give you countless, things of benefits of a morning routine, particularly, let's say, without doing the mind body soul, or even with doing the mind body soul, like an early commute, early to break, it's quiet, like all those things. I'm not talking about those. Okay. Those are inherent, right? It's quiet in the morning. People are not up early, first thing in the morning, for those of you that, get up and have a house full and have to get your kids ready and all that. If you get up extra early, it's quiet. You don't have to worry about that. But for me, it's more so that I'm putting myself first. We've been talking about self-discipline. So for those of you saying, oh, it's hard for me to get up in the morning, well, that's what I've been talking about all month long, is about self-discipline. If you have that self-discipline that's instilled in you and you make it a habit, it won't be hard. Initially, yes, it is hard to get up in the morning. I didn't always start off being a morning person. I mean, you can call my brother and my sisters, from way, you can call them now, but from way back when, I wasn't necessarily a morning person. I love my sleep too. And I mentioned, you guys, like, I'm an entrepreneur. I don't have the typical 9-to-5 job. I set my schedule. And so guess what? A lot of times my clients not until early afternoon. Well, I don't have to get up early, but this time is important to me because it is my time. This is the time I set aside for me. All right. So let me just quickly tell you, for me, the three main benefits that work for me with this morning routine. One is I'm the most productive in the morning. And this usually for a lot of people I'm very productive in the morning, very, very creative. Okay, so my creativity comes out first thing in the morning. And then 3 is it's mental health. Like, seriously, it sets the tone for my day. If I wake up early and I do my things, which I do, it sets the tone for my day. All right. So those are the 3 main benefits. All right. So let me explain to you what I do with my morning routine. Now, depending on, who you are, some people need like a strict morning routine as far as, okay, from this time to this time, I'm going to do this. From this time to do this, I'm going to do this. The way I have it up is, of course, I have my mind, body, soul. They're all incorporated in there, but I have time blocks. But those time blocks don't have to be stringent. Like, for instance, I'm just going to throw out, like, for instance, working out. I have a set time in my schedule. Like, I'm looking at my schedule now. I have a set time that I have blocked for my workout. But that doesn't mean like every single morning I have to get up at that time and work out. Sometimes I may get up and meet a friend and go running earlier. Okay, so in other words, as long as I incorporate those 3 things, I have set blocks, but I'm not so stringent on it because I don't need that rigid. I don't need to be that rigid for me. All right. So let me just kind of share with you what my morning routine is. Now, it starts off on my calendar at 5:30, okay? Because that's when I get up to start this live broadcast. But it really extends before then. So I get up at 4:30 in the morning. And at 4:30 in the morning, I'm doing a prayer. I'm doing my meditation. And I'm setting my intention. I'm doing gratitude, okay? So those are the things that I'm doing in that first hour, okay? So again, I'm doing the prayer. I'm doing the meditation. I'm doing gratitude. And I'm setting my intention, okay? Setting the intention, like, all those things are important, okay? Take whatever it works for you and, just let the other ones kind of go off in the wind. All right, so then at 5:30, I literally get up, okay? Like those are done in the bed. I get up, and then that's why I get ready to do this live broadcast. By the way, this is my accountability, right? If I didn't have to do this live broadcast, I can literally just like stay in the bed and fall back to sleep. Which, don't get me wrong, used to happen sometimes, and sometimes it still does, but, for the most part. All right, so then I get up to get the house ready for the live broadcast, turn on the lights, maybe get the heat on if it's a little chilly because I have hardwood floors and whatever I need to do this live broadcast. And then I have set out from like 5:30 to 7 to do this live broadcast. Now, it's supposed to be 15 minutes, but with the talking, sometimes it goes a little over. But again, I'd like to set myself a time frame. Okay, so time frame is, so 5:37, I'm doing this broadcast. And obviously, if I get done, it gives me more time on the other end. All right, then from 7 to 8, or that, after the broadcast, then I'm usually eating, and then I'm blogging, and then this is where I'm doing my social media posts. So if you notice that a lot of times right after my broadcast, you'll see a post come up on social media. Those are done live on a daily basis, okay? So this is, again, remember I told you I'm very creative. So this is the time that I do that, okay? So again, for me, that's when I do my eating, I do my blogging, and I do my social media. Now, basically, I have about an hour and a half to do that. Obviously, if the broadcast ends earlier, I have more time. So I don't sit here and have to do it in that particular order. These are just the things that I do in that time frame. All right, so then from 8 to 9, and this is where I'm doing my studying. So my studying would be my reading a book, or I may be have a study guide. Like, for instance, the book that I talked about this month is the Neuropsychology of Self-Discipline. Well, guess what? It's actually a book that comes with a study guide. Okay, so I'm actually doing the exercises in that study guide. And by the way, a lot of the things that I'm discussing on this live is coming from my studies. Okay, so I'm doing that for that hour between 8 and 9. Again, remember, it's not about being stringent, but these are the things I'm doing. All right, so 9 to 9:30 is my workout, my scheduled workout. And then from 9:30 to 10, I'm doing my meditation. Now, if you can see, they're like back to back to back. In other words, 9 to 10, 9 to 10, there's no break in between. But remember, it's the time frame. So for me, from the time I get up to 10 a.m., I'm doing something with mind, body, and soul every single day. From the time I wake up, again, it's 5:30. I'd say 4:30, but when I actually physically got out of bed. The other one, that's the bonus. Like that really, I should say that's probably one of the most important ones because it sets the intention for the day for me. But until 10 a.m. And then 10 a.m. is when I start doing my work, or if I have, scheduled calls or whatever that may be. This is why I check my email. I don't check my email before 10. And by the way, when you're doing a morning routine, yes, initially it may be challenging for you, but this is where you set up accountability. So for instance, if for some of you, you may say, well, for me, I want to get up and I get it. I can do the meditation, I can do the prayer, and I can do the intention. But for me, it's mainly about working out. I need to work out. So I want to do it first thing in the morning. Well, have it where you have a partner that's going to meet you to work out. Okay, so set accountability, because that's going to be key to help you stay accountable, particularly if you're working on that self-discipline. All right. So again, these are the things that I do in the morning. There's been countless books, like people write about books about this morning routine. It doesn't have to be complicated. And remember, mine is those hour frames because I had that time. For you, you may only have 15 minutes. You may have 20 minutes. You may have 30 minutes. Whatever time that you have, just do something for your mind, your body, and your soul, which is why you think I have this broadcast first thing in the morning that has mind, body, and soul. Okay. So again, this is no accident. Hopefully it's helping you. And I know it is because you guys are telling me that it is. So I do appreciate your feedback on that. But let me know how it goes for you. And if you do want specific pointers about how to become a morning person, I can help you offline. But again, if you want to be more positive, optimistic, and just set the tone for your day, try getting up earlier. Okay. Try having a morning routine. All right, so hopefully this was helpful for you. And now we're going to move on to the second part of the live broadcast. This is where we're going to be doing some yoga. So it's that movement. I won't forget the speaker. Sorry. All right. So how you guys doing? Welcome. Happy Friday to you. It's always the end of the week. And by the way, Monday, let me put my little my schedule back here. Got all these little sticky notes here. By the way, my morning, I don't want you to think I just made that up. This is it right here. This is my sticky, and I have it on a little thing on my desk right here. But this is my morning routine right here. Okay, and I have it right here so I can see. And again, it's a general guide for me. I don't have to be stringent on it. And I've been doing it so long. Now sometimes I even mix it up. The live broadcast I don't mix up obviously, but. And then usually right after the social media and all that, I don't mix up. But the other stuff I can mix up, mix and match. So, some people need to be a little bit more stringent. For me, I like flexibility. And that's one of the reasons why, I'm showing everything, I became an entrepreneur, was because I like flexibility in my schedule. I like being able to have control over, my schedule and working for myself and doing things from myself. All right, so remember, one of the underlying things that I talk about is self-love. And doing something for yourself first is self-love. A lot of times, people talk about being selfish. But you know what? What's wrong with being selfish? If you think about it, everybody's selfish because you're thinking about yourself. So why is that such a negative connotation to say that you're selfish or putting yourself first? You really should put yourself first. Why? Because if you don't put yourself first and you're constantly giving of all of yourself and all of your energy, you won't have enough to sustain because you're giving it all away. So by being selfish or showing self-love, you're feeding yourself. And the more you feed yourself, the more you have to give. And we all know, okay, I'm going. We all heard, when you get on the airplane, they always tell you that if something happens, the pressure in the cabin starts to fall, then put your mask on first, even before you put on your child, right? That makes sense, right? Because if you put on your child first, or you're trying to put on your child, and you don't take care of you might pass out, and then you didn't get the chance to put on your child, so the child passes out too, and then you're gone, right? So always feel yourself first. So doing that morning routine is showing a sign of self-love. All right, so now we're going to move on to yoga. I know you guys are ready. Before we get started, make sure you get yourself centered, grounded, and aligned. So take your 3 deep Ujjayi breaths. Remember, Ujjayi breath is breathing from your diaphragm and not from your chest. You want to set your intention. You're going to hear me say that a lot, okay? So set your intention. Remember when I said, when I first wake up in the morning, I set my intention. I tell my day how I want it to go, okay? I don't just get up and go with the wind. I tell my day how I want to go. I set the intention of what it is I want to accomplish today. I set the intention of what I want to accomplish from this broadcast. I set the intention before I do yoga. So set your intention before you do yoga. What it is that you want to accomplish for this next 5 minutes. All right, and then while you're doing that, go ahead and meet me on the mat. All right, so hands and knees, my favorite position, tabletop. Palms directly underneath your shoulders, knees directly underneath your hips. Head is natural extension of your spine, which, by the way, is in a nice neutral position. So you're not rounded, you're not arched, okay, just nice and neutral. Again, at this present moment, go on internally, see what's going on inside of you. Any strains, any stress, all right, any pains. And you're going to use your breath to direct your, focus on those areas in your body that are giving you cause for concern. All right, so go ahead and take a nice deep breath. Inhale into your nose. And as you exhale, drop your chin down to your chest and round through your spine and tuck your tailbone under. Give me a second here. It's a little loud. All right, so do that again as you inhale. Head and chest comes forward. Drops down. Oh, sorry. Inhale. And then as you exhale, drop your chin down to your chest and round through the spine, tuck your tailbone under. One more time, nice deep breath, inhaling. This time as we exhale, we're going to curl those toes under. We're going to take it to downward facing dog and start to pedal your legs. Fingers and toes are spread out nice and wide. Middle fingers are facing forward, thumbs are facing in, head's in a natural alignment with your bicep. You're pressing your chest towards your thighs and your knees. You're lifting the kneecap to engage the quadricep to get a deeper stretch in those hamstrings, and you're pedaling the leg to try to loosen up those hamstrings. All right. Let's go ahead and come up on our fingertips, and let's walk the fingertips back to our toes. And then I want you to slowly round it up, taking it one vertebra at a time, making sure that your head's last to rise, and let's come to Tadasana, which is mountain pose. So your feet are together, or slight distance apart. Your head's in a natural extension of the spine, pretend like there's a string from the top of the crown of your head all the way up toward the sky. Chest is lifted, shoulders blades are drawn back toward your spine. As we inhale, we're going to take those arms up overhead. And as we exhale, we're going to swan dive the body forward. Now again, depending on your flexibility, you may be here, which is okay, all right? So whatever your flexibility is. Now as you inhale, we're going to look up halfway, flatten out the back. Tailbone sticks out toward the back of the room. You're going to inchworm yourself out to the plank. As you exhale, as you continue exhaling, you release your knees, then your chest and your chin. And as we inhale, we're going to come up to the cobra, relax those shoulders, draw them away from those ears. And as we exhale, we're going to curl those toes under and take it back to downward facing dog. All right, and then let's do it again. Fingertips back towards the toes. This time as we inhale, we're going to take it all the way up. Arch back a little. Exhale, swan dive the body forward. And look up halfway. Forward fold, Uttanasana as you exhale and inchworm yourself back out to the plank. Knee, chest, chin. And then take it up. Remember, use that full breath and take your time. And then curl those toes under. Exhale to downward facing dog. Let's do that again. Inhale, take it all the way up. Exhale. And look up halfway. Oh. Exhale. Now let's inchworm out to the plank. Knee, chest, chin, or Chaturanga Dandasana. Cobra, or up dog. Curl the toes under, and exhale. Now go ahead and bring that right foot toward the fingertip. Turn that left foot in, And let's take it up to Warrior One, Virabhadrasana A. Now this position, depending on the flexibility or tightness in your hip flexor, the tendency is to lift out or turn the hips out toward at an angle, but make sure that your hips are facing to the front, okay? So make sure the front knee is directly underneath the ankle. Press your hips down toward the mat. Now my arms are extended overhead, heads in line with the bicep, but you can always modify if there's any strain or stress. You can do some modification. All right, exhale, Warrior Two. Relax the shoulders, press them down and away, or actually in toward the spine. Your gaze is over the right finger. Now go ahead and bend the knee. Bend your knee. Bend your arm. Place it just above the knee on that right leg. Opposite arm goes up and over for side angle. Now again, your gaze goes up. Feel free to stay here or take that right palm down into the extended arm. Make sure you're breathing. Don't hold your breath. All right, go ahead and rotate. Let's go ahead and take the palm back down. Take that right leg back. Knee, chest, chin, or Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And then exhale. Just a couple breaths here. Remember, downward facing dog is a resting position, so whenever in this position, it's resting. Now, we're going to bring that left foot toward the fingertips. Turn that right foot in perpendicular. By the way, the left heel is dissecting the arch of that right foot. Make sure the knee stays over the ankle. Again, press the hips down toward the mat. Extend the arms up overhead. Staying in line with your bicep. Your chest is lifted. Remember, feel free to modify if you need to. And then use your breath as you exhale. Extend those arms out to the side. And you're looking over that left arm. Now go ahead and bend the elbow. Place it just above that left knee. Right arm goes up and over. And again, the gaze goes up. Unless there's any strain and stress, and then you can look forward or you can look down. Now again, you're not resting here on your thigh. Your torso is lifted. And if you want to, if you can, take that left hand down toward the mat. And then make sure that you're breathing. Remember, don't hold your breath. Relax the shoulders. And then take that right hand down. Take it back. And then release your knees. Uncurl the toes and take it all the way down. Inhale, take it up. Look over that right shoulder. Exhale, release down. Inhale, take it up. Look over the opposite shoulder. And then release down. Now curl those toes under. And let's take it back to downward facing dog. And really press those shoulder blades down. Lift the kneecaps to engage the quadricep. Then I want you to slowly walk your feet in toward your palms. Leave your palms down flat, so if you need to, bend your knees. Now let's go ahead and forward fold, Uttanasana, but this time I want you to take your palms and clasp the outer edges of your elbows. Let the crown of your head bring your body weight naturally forward. As you inhale, just kind of hold your position. As you exhale, just kind of surrender and release. If you want to, you can sway your body side to side. Remember, it's first thing in the morning. Do what feels comfortable to you. All right, go ahead and return back to the center. Release the fingertips down toward the mat. And I want you to slowly round up one vertebrae at a time. Making sure that your head is the last to rise. Inhale, take those arms up. Exhale, dive the body forward. This time we're going to place the palms down flat to the mat. Walk your feet out, toe heel, toward the edge of the back. Exhale, tailbone goes down toward the mat, using your elbows to push out on those inner thighs. Bring your palms together at the heart center, bow your head down into Lasana. And go ahead and give some gratitude. Then release the palms down to the mat, take them behind you, and then slowly start to transition yourself into a comfortable seated position, facing to the front, making sure that you're on your sits bones and off the fleshy part of your bottom. So we inhale, we're going to take the arms up overhead. And as we exhale, we're going to release the fingertips down toward the mat. Again, nice deep breath, inhaling and exhaling. And one more time, nice deep breath. This time we're going to bring in all that positive energy. We're going to greet the palms again at the very top. So we exhale, we're going to bring them down to the heart center. And we say, Namaste. Alright, so thank you for practicing yoga with me. This brings us to the third and final exercise. And this is where we're going to be doing the meditation. So we're going to be doing a 2-minute meditation drill. And what you're going to be doing is you're going to be breathing and counting your exhales. Okay, so just breathing without manipulating your breath in any shape, form, or fashion. But you're going to count your exhales. What's happening here? You're going to count your exhales. Now, anytime while you're counting, you become distracted by either outside noises or internal noises known as thoughts. What you're going to do is first acknowledge the distraction, and then you're going to redirect your attention, your focus right back to your breath. You're going to continue counting, but you're going to start all over with the count of 1. All right, so we're going to do that just for 2 minutes. And remember, with meditation, it is a practice, so be kind, be gentle, be patient with yourself. And I recommend you do this particular meditation at least twice today, okay? So once right now, and then try to do it at least one other time later on, okay? So particularly if you're just now beginning learning how to meditate, trying to quiet those thoughts. You know, there's over 70,000 thoughts that go into our mind on a daily basis, right? And there's nothing you can do about that. That's just a sign of having a healthy mind, which you want, all right? But there are ways that you can actually quiet them, and you can actually start to control them. All right, and meditation is the key to doing that, all right? And starting off with just this 2-minute practice will help you tremendously if you stick with it. All right, before you get started, always become centered, grounded, and aligned. We're going to do that by taking our 3 deep breaths. Then we're going to set your intention. And the good intention to have is to maintain your focus for the next 2 minutes, okay? Maintain the focus on your breath for the next 2 minutes. All right, so let's go ahead and take a nice deep breath, inhaling through your nose. And exhaling through your mouth. Again, deep breath, inhaling through your nose. And exhaling through your mouth. One more time, nice deep breath, inhaling through your nose. And this time, as you exhale, I want you to go ahead and close your eyes and begin your counting now. relax, return refreshed and calm. You've done something good for yourself today. I want to thank you for meditating with me, and thank you for taking the time to watch this Transform Your Life in 15 Minutes. We have some good episodes coming up next week. I've actually put a post on. I was going to read them off to you, but I don't have my glasses, so I can't see what they are. But there's a lot of good stuff that's coming up next week. By the way, Monday is a holiday. I'm going to take advantage of that, so I will not be broadcasting live on Monday, but I will see you on Tuesday. Now, your word for today is going to be glow. All right, so I want you to have a glowing day today. And guys, please share this information with your family and your friends. I really appreciate it. And guess what? I'll see you on Tuesday next week. Have a great weekend. Bye.